A revenge tale. The reckoning. The chains gnawed at my wrists, steel biting into raw flesh. Blood trickled down my arms, mixing with the sweat and grime caking my skin. Each breath sent a stab of pain through my cracked ribs, 3, maybe 4, from the beating they'd given me. I hung suspended in the damp basement of Sheriff Harlan's sprawling estate, my boots barely brushing the concrete floor. The air reeked of mold, rust, and the sharp copper tang of my own blood. Above, through the creaking floorboards, I heard the splash of water, the clink of glasses, and my wife's laughter, brittle and false, cutting deeper than any knife. Sheriff Harlan's voice slithered down from the pool deck. "Well, look who's awake. Our little cuckold." He lounged in a wicker chair, one arm slung around my wife Lila, who didn't spare me a glance. Her red bikini gleamed under the patio lights, and she sipped a martini, her lips curled in a smirk. "Perfect timing," Harlan drawled, his voice dripping with malice. "My boys are gonna have their fun with you. Then they're heading for your daughter, Ellie. My daughter, 16, all fire and defiance, with her mother's eyes and my stubborn streak. She was somewhere in this hellhole, locked away or worse. The thought of Harlan's men touching her ignited a fire in my chest, burning through the pain. I wasn't just John Cade, broken and bleeding. I was Lieutenant Colonel John Cade, 75th Ranger Regiment, forged in the crucible of 3 wars, survivor of 100 firefights. These backwater thugs thought they'd finished me. They were about to learn what happens when you corner a man who's already walked through hell. One of Harlan's goons stepped forward, a wiry bastard with a shaved head and a switchblade. A butane torch hissed in his other hand, the blue flame casting shadows across his pockmarked face. "This is gonna be fun," he said, licking his lips. He pressed the blade to my chest, carving a shallow line across my pecs. Pain flared, hot and sharp, but I didn't flinch. I'd taken worse in Kandahar, pinned under rubble with shrapnel in my leg. I locked eyes with him, memorizing every detail, scar on his cheek, crooked nose. He'd be the first to die. Harlan's empire was a cancer eating this town alive. Drugs, extortion, missing persons. Nobody touched him because he wore the badge. I'd been digging into his operation for 6 months, ever since Ellie started asking why her mom came home at dawn, smelling of whiskey and lies. Lila swore it was nothing, just late shifts at her boutique. But I found the ledgers in her office, tracking Harlan's dirty money through her shop. When I confronted her, she cried, promised to explain. Instead, she lured me to a meet at an abandoned mill where Harlan's men jumped me. Now here I was, dangling like a slab of meat, while Lila played queen by the pool. The goon, let's call him Scarface, grinned as he dug the blade deeper, blood welling in the cut. "Military types always think they're tough," he sneered, waving the torch closer. The heat kissed my skin, raising blisters. "Let's see how tough." My fingers, numb from the chains, twitched. For the last 10 minutes, I'd been working a sliver of wire I'd palmed from a broken light fixture when they dragged me in. The cuffs were old, rusted, standard issue for a small-town sheriff too cheap to upgrade. Scarface was too busy gloating to notice. One more twist, and... click. The cuffs sprang open. I dropped, boots slamming the floor, pain shooting through my legs. Scarface's eyes widened, but I was already moving. My fist crashed into his throat, cartilage crunching under my knuckles. For complete story, follow the given link below. Please like and subscribe. Meesha's